Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Sunday shop, do 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 do. Hello, hello, hello. Rico. Con. How you doing? Good to see you. Jeebus Garcia, otherwise known as. Hope you're well and dandy. I'm going to shut that curtain because that light is just too much. Now it's probably going to be dark. That's better. I look more human now. Hello, Patty. How are you? Hope all is well. Oh dear. Yes. Nice Game of Thrones reference there, Patty. Whether intentional or not. So, never trust a skinny Jesus. No. And the best Jesus is Buddy Christ from the View Askew-niverse. Jane Silent Bob. That's the best. Buddy Christ is best Christ. Hey, Big J, how you doing? So, hope everyone's had a good week. I've probably spoken to most of you every day this week anyway, so so yes, it is hot and sunny in the UK, and I don't like hot and I don't like sunny, so hence go away sun. I'm English. I prefer dull grey and drizzly. Okay, it's just the way it is. It suits my complexion and weight and fitness levels. Low 70s all. I wish. It's been close to 30 today, which is somewhere in the 80s, I think, which is about 30 degrees too hot for me. Anthony, how you? Yo, 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 yo. Why did I say that so weirdly? I apologise. So as we normally do, start of the stream, quick trundle through what's been going on in the fish room. No new fish. There were kind of meant to be, but I didn't. No new births either, so we'll talk about that a bit later because I've got a couple of thoughts on what might be going wrong there. Couple of deaths, unfortunately. So you may or may not be able to see, given the weird levels of light. We are down to 3 of the Praecox rainbows. So that's 2 of the ones from Maidenhead have survived, and 1 of the ones from Pets at Home. So 3 out of 10 is not a good return on investment. So we won't be getting those again. Whether it's my water tank, whatever. And also the big male swordtail died as well today. Now again, whether that's due to the weather being hot, whether he was old, or whether Praecox rainbows had some kind of disease, but nothing out of the ordinary showed up. It was the usual swimmy, 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 fine, 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 munch, munch, munch. Look, a couple of hours later, no sign of external funguses or bacterial infections or being munched or attacked or anything like that. So did a water test and it's 6.8 pH, which should be perfectly fine for everything in there. No ammonia, no nitrite. Nitrates are about 20, which is completely fine, and GH and KH within normal parameters. So Did I just get a bad batch of fish? But nah, just means I'll be keeping a close eye on that tank. And if anyone like a Cara or a Clown Loach or a Bristlenose, because that's pretty much what's left, to be honest, starts looking iffy, then we will start pulling everyone out and try and figure out what to do. But hey, hopefully it won't come to that and everything will be okay. We're just hoping bad batch of fish or fish don't like my water or something like that. It's not a disease that's going to kill everything. And evening, Ricky. Hope all's well with you. But say other than that, no new births. We are short a few Bristlenoses and shrimp today, but that's because I sold a load. Let's just make it easy on the numbers. 10 longfin, 10 standard Bristlenoses and 30 cherry shrimp. Pound of shrimp, pound of Bristlenose and 150 for each long tail, or longfin, so that's a decent amount. Evening, Aaron, popping in and out in cooking. Angel's Games almost fell asleep once. Yeah, it's never a good idea to cook when you're feeling sleepy. Because you might do what I did and just fall asleep with fish under the grill and the grill on, and wake up about an hour and a half later to a house full of smoke. Thankfully, it didn't catch fire, and still not sponsored, by the way. And no, I'm not small. That is just a honking big can of Monster. Ugh. And yeah, insomniac and hot weather means no sleep for Sharpe. So we're running on pure caffeine and sugar and nicotine today. That could get interesting as long as I don't crash at some point. Just go. Hey, be a long stream. Be interesting to see how many people were still here when I came back and woke up. Probably a couple. Hello, Lisa. Yes, it is far too hot, especially for a fat old man. I've been okay. Just everyone else, really. But yeah, so sold the Fisheries. And Spaz the Bashir has sold from Bashir, Bicher, Bicker, whatever you want to call them, dino fish. He sold from the LFS that I took him to. Apparently they didn't have him very long. He was a very, very popular fish. He just gave people that smile and then showed him his big fat white belly, and yeah, they wanted him. So he's gone off to a good new home. They did check with the people who were buying him that they knew what they were buying. Off caffeine today and water. Oh dear, yeah, I've done that one. Fall asleep in a weird place and wake up with a sore neck. He's going to be a happy Spaz. I mean, I kind of hope they've got some small fish in the tank with him. By small, I mean, less than 3 inches. Something sort of sacrificial, so we can have a bit of fun and eat them. Yeah, that's what Spaz does best. Eat things that are smaller than him. Not that much smaller. I'm pretty sure he was actually a gulper bicher. Yeah, I read this month's Practical Fish Keeping magazine has got a thing on the gulper catfish. Can eat a fish 80% its own size. Jeez, no thanks. I don't want one of them. I mean, thankfully, they're not pretty, but Yeah, live food is the best. I just popped some baby brine shrimp, live baby brine, in with the shell dwellers while I was waiting for the computer to build steam and do what it has to do. Tell me the same 3,000 things it tells me every day. No, well, I mean, in American terms, Rico, I probably am quite close to Warwickshire, Warwickshire. I'm in Norfolk, so the big roundy, sticky, outy bit on the right-hand side, or the east. Basically, I'm on the east coast, about a third of the way up, maybe. The big flat bit, if sea levels rise more than about 6 feet, it'll all be underwater. Actually, technically, a lot of it is under sea level. So, yeah, I've been to Warwickshire a few times. And yes, I do sometimes take the mickey out of American pronunciations of things. And hey, you'd all take the mickey out of me if I called it Mobile and Alabama, wouldn't you, really? Because, you know, that's how it's spelled. Son-in-law. That's cool. Yeah, you have one in-law. Exactly. Yeah, that's right. I can translate typos, Rico. I can translate American into English, so you know we're safe. Yeah, it's a very pretty part of the country. Yeah, a bit weird for me though, because I'm so used to flat. Now, for me, a hill is anything where you know you're actually kind of walking uphill. If you put a ball down, it will roll. That's a hill. Yeah, it's that flat here that there are areas where you look at a drop curve and you think, oh, that's a long way up. Lots of bungalows because people get, you know, altitude sickness if they go upstairs. Yes, we're very oxygen dependent around here. Yeah, so I wouldn't. Yeah, it was bad enough walking from the house to the car and from the car to the pet shop. It's yeah. Although thankfully this afternoon, myself and Mary did have someone keeping us cool. We had at least one, if not both of the ghosties down here. So it was weird. It was. I went out for a ciggy and it was like walking into a wall of heat, and I was like, "It's about 10 degrees cooler indoors. Why the hell is it?" Oh. Yeah. So my ghosts making themselves useful by keeping me cool. But yeah, I remember where I used to live in Wales, Cwmlynfech. Yeah, try spelling that one. It used to take, well, technically we lived in Minimarth, but it was still a Cwmlynfech address. It used to take 15 minutes to cycle into town and 45 minutes to cycle back. Damn. I see. I'm that weirdo that will, especially this weather, it's no covers, no clothes, and just doors and windows wide open. It's just lying there, fully starfished, basically naked. I figure if anyone tries to break in and they see me laying there buck naked, that's just going to scare them away anyway. The ghosts won't even have to get involved. Not that it'd be breaking in, it'd be walking in with the back door open. So yes. Ooh, minor burp. And yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on this week. I don't really lead an exciting life now. I'm not working. But I'm glad I'm not working tomorrow, because tomorrow in shops in the UK is going to be a nightmare for our American friends who might not know. The mask mandate is being lifted tomorrow. So legally speaking, you'll be able to go into a store without wearing a mask, but it's still down to the individual stores or companies whether they want people to wear masks or not, because it's a private business. It's not a public place, it's a private business. So there's going to be all sorts of grief and arguments with people refusing to wear them and saying that they should be let in, and yeah, no longer is it. But you know, the clubs are going to reopen, so there'll be another spike in about 2 weeks, I think. Well, thank you very much, Sir Bob. I don't have any cool emojis to put up or party poppers to pop or anything like that, but thank you very much as always. Always welcome, never requested or expected, as he steals that completely from James at Fishroom Fever. And howdy doody Danny boy. Oh, everyone's turning up now, and Mike. Howdy do. So quick recap. Swordtail and a couple of Precox Rainbows died for some random reason. Not bought any more fish, and sold a bunch of Bristlenoses and shrimp today. So I do have some money. £55.50 in it, exactly. But there we go. Yeah. Hang on. Teeth in, throat's playing up. Because hay fever again. Yep, saw your video down at the Blackpool Sea Life Centre. Very cool. Haven't watched your last one yet though, but I'll get around to it. I do watch pretty much everyone's videos. It's just whether I get around to commenting or anything, because I watch them through the Xbox most of the time, and I can leave a like, but I'll go, oh yeah, I'll have to go back and leave a comment on that, and then I'll forget because I'm old and crap. Anyone who happened to watch my Ghosty story this week, other than me again being old and crap, I did play about with an effect, let's call it that, shall we, with having the sort of rain and thunderstorm playing in the background. Did anyone actually hear it? Was it loud enough to hear? Was it too loud? Did it add ambience and atmosphere? Did it cover up the sound of air pumps and bubbles and all that kind of stuff that tends to plague my videos? It's okay if you're doing a video about fish and you can hear a fish tank noise. When you're doing a video that's not about fishing, all you can hear is fish tanks in the background. Not so good. What else has happened? Thank you very much, Ricky. The older Harley Quinn, as Harley Quinn should be. Shapely, curvaceous. Yeah, this isn't one that I had this is the one Bob thought I had a bleach accident with once. Yeah. Me bleach clothes? No. All goes in the same bloody wash. Yes, curvies. I was trying to be polite, Lisa. I need to get dishes washed. And he said, that's fine, Mike. Just leave it a couple of months. And what happens is the mold builds up on it. And then the mold eats everything that's available as a foodstuff. Then the mold dies. And you just got to wipe it, quick brush off, and all the mold drops off. Ready to eat off of again. Or just use disposable. Rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. The water in Mallorca don't taste like what it ought to. Yeah. The water in Mallorca does not taste like it should. Weather has been roasting. Nice treat. End of holiday, back to work tomorrow. Oh dear. Yeah, we don't like that 4-letter word, Dan. That's the word. That's the most offensive 4-letter word anyone ever used. Work. Why do they call it work? Because it ain't fun. So what else happened this week is, as you do, you look for new places. New places to spend money, specifically, as it were, but found a relatively new fish store in Ipswich, which is probably no use to anyone here because, you know, no one lives up this part of the country or anywhere near there. Yeah, well, I might turn it up a notch next time. I did. That is a real serious cheat, and I hope no one catches on at YouTube. Check out sleeping rain videos. Yeah, some of them black screen as well, so it doesn't even show that the TV's on. Cheeky. But yeah, I'd like to see someone actually claim a copyright on the sound effects of rain and thunder as being their exact video. You know, it wasn't monetized anyway. It's the last thing you'd want in a video supposed to send you to sleep. Adverts popping up. Hardware and sound recording. Right click, like turn. That's beyond me. I mean, I could just reach over and unplug the filters. It goes silent then. Beast in the barn, yes. Yeah, another true one. I know it's true because it was me that experienced it. Yes. Anyway, new fish shops. Yeah, it's probably the mic. And it's probably me talking too loudly. So, yeah, whatever. But yeah, Ipswich, Scope Aquatics. Mary got the card. He's got a Facebook page if anyone wanted to have a look. He's done some stuff with Reese at Fishman Aquatics. It's all back to front. Ka-ching sticker. Mary's a very clean. Lots of interesting fish. Young lad, young lad, no, we're old, so young lad, he's probably about 30. But yeah, so all looked very nice. He was very interested in what was going on. When she happened to let drop that her boyfriend did YouTube, he suddenly got extra interested, and that's where she got the card. Ciao, Marco. How you doing? What's in the tank behind me is a trio of electric blue acaras, a trio of Procox rainbows, pair of clown loaches, a sunshine bristlenose female, and a male common bristlenose. That's it at the moment. I'm definitely going to have to get some cories in there as well. And speaking of which, because you know, you go into a shop, especially if the person in the store takes the time to have a chat with you and good discussion and whatever, you kind of feel bad not buying anything. I mean, I don't, but you know, I'm an arse. Now, I walked into the fish store this morning and I came out £55 richer. And it's not my fault they didn't have anything I wanted. Anyway, what Mary got, she picked up some of the fish science stick-on tabs. Dan, I know you like your fish science food. These are the stick-on shrimp tabs. Boy, oh boy, the corridors love them. Yeah, I dropped one in and it was gone within about 5 minutes. You know, it was just 10 palliatus cory butts wiggling up in the air. Yeah, no, I don't do heat. That's in the teens. As soon as it starts getting above 20 degrees, it's too hot for me, which is, what is 20 degrees? What's that in American? Easy way to tell. Have a look at the thermometer. Yeah, around about 50. Anywhere in the 50 or 60s. Mid 50s is plenty hot enough for me. I'm fat, hairy, and unfit. I mean, sometimes there's some blood and oxygen in my caffeine, sugar, and nicotine stream, but not very often. Yeah, it's like I've not been to the shop yet. We may well go next weekend, weather depending. Hopefully, if it's cooler. But yeah, if we do, I will take my camera, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to say no to me filming a store tour, so we can do that while we're there. And yay, content. And one of these days we will get down to that LFS that I went to today when it's not a busy day. Because Saturdays and Sundays is just crazy in there. So wandering around with the camera out is not going to happen. Sister-in-law's 50th. Oh dear. Yeah, that's a definite water fight. Definite dunk her in the pool as well. What fish have I got that spawn in the mop? Well, none, unfortunately, Marco. It's because I got the Procox rainbows. I made a mop and stuck it in there in the hope that they might spawn and do it in the mop. We got one male and 2 females left, so there's a chance they might. But you know, oh, hello, Spy. We shall see. Take like the supermarket just stand in the fridges. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll say if they don't start spawning them up, I'll pull it out. It's not a difficult thing to do. I've got plenty of them I made. So I made a whole bunch of mops up thinking I was going to sell them. And then every single fish shop went, nah, not interested. Never mind. Basically because they're so easy to make that the price I'd need to sell them at is just not worth making them. But to me, I'm sure people would rather pay a few pounds for one than have to buy a ball of yarn, get some corks that haven't been used for alcohol and nastiness, and sit and make them when they can just buy one. And we know how lazy some people are. Some people want their system to eat all the nitrates. They don't have to do any water changes. And they get that working, and 6 months later they wonder why all their fish are dying. Yeah. And I'll say that would have been the one upside of working this weekend, is the aircon. I did have a pair of killifish mark over. They were in the 10-gallon. Unfortunately, they decided to find how to get into the filter, and small killifish and large impeller rotating very fast. You get minced killifish. That's not good. I suppose that is an idea. I could probably put some larger killies in there, maybe some golden wonders, or something a bit more common and not quite as expensive as the Australies. Yeah, it was a pair of Aphiosemian Australies that got minced. I could easily stick a couple of golden wonder panchaks in there. They might spawn in a mop. There's nothing in there they could eat, so yeah, I'll say that there's plenty of bioload available in that tank with what's in there at the moment. I'm kind of glad now they didn't have any of the pineapple swords in the shop, because otherwise I'd have bought some females and then come home and find the male was dead, which is kind of a bummer. I'll say he was fine this morning. He was zooming around after food at 11:30 this morning, and when we got back at 1 o'clock, there he was, belly up in the bottom of the tank. So God knows. But anyway, so yeah, at the moment, well, in theory, the big tub is empty. I say in theory because although I've emptied it a few times of fish, right, I know someone here will know what I found in there. I know a certain Mr. Daniel Keeping Fish will know what I found in that tub that weren't in that tub, that keep turning up in random tubs. Yeah, so that's empty. The far one is empty. The shellies in there. Teeny tiny bristlenose babies in there. Cribs in there. Bristlenoses. So we'll be emptying at least one of those down into there. Maybe both of them. I don't know. Do you reckon 120 bristlenoses is too much for 10 gallons? Well, at least I guess, but yeah, Dan knew. Yeah, I found a pair of bloody cribs in there, a male and a female. So where the hell did they come from? And for some reason, I seem to have developed a new strain of crib as well. Have you ever seen really, really dark, almost black cribensis? Yeah, I've got some of them. Literally really dark colours. So plus selling online, you need a pet shop license, and I haven't got one yet. Yeah. Anyone local wants some of the fish I breed, more than welcome. Just drop me a message, or if you know someone who happens to be local to me that's after something I breed, let them know. Drop me a message and we'll sort something out. How I kept angels, I did have one bob. I had Dorian. She was a black veil tail. No, I didn't kill her. She went psycho. That was back when all the fish in the tank were a lot smaller. She was going around eating everything, eating and attacking everything, basically. When I was at the stage of my fish keeping career where something eating baby guppies or platies was nasty, I didn't want it. I mean, nowadays I just view guppies and platies as live food, really. Pretty much. That was the main thing for the swordtails. It wasn't to keep them, to breed them to make money. It was, extra protein for fish, or I could just dump a few in a tank to cycle it. Literally. So when I got one of my fry tanks empty, I could just dump a few baby swordtails in there just to keep it going, as it were. I say angels around here are cheap as chips. That's the problem, and people don't buy many. So most tanks for the UK, if it's a community tank, you might have one angelfish. Purple chromachrome is Malay. Female is purple. Yeah, that kind of sounds a bit like what I've got with random ones. Well, these come out of bog standard cribs. Pelvica chromis pulcher. They're probably all hiding anyway. They're probably just a bit darker than the others. It strikes me as a bit weird because the rest of them are all bright silver, and these one got 2 or 3, and they're almost black. Yeah, I'll say angels are fun. It's something I've thought about. I could get a couple of angels and try and breed them. But as I say, it's not one of the ones that there's much in the way of demand for, let's put it. Because they're fairly bomb proof. People tend not to kill them very often, and around here in the UK, the average size of the tank, one angelfish is plenty enough. So if you start producing hundreds of them, I mean, I'm getting stuck with cribs. I'm struggling to move cribs on. So if they keep just appearing in various tanks and tubs, then we're never going to get rid of them all. Yeah, that might be a way to go. They get one of the more rarer strains of cribensis. Other ones I've been thinking about is some trout goodeids. I could probably do those quite easily with my hard water. Although they do like it cooler, but we can fudge the numbers a bit. And it's like, given the size of the fry they have, they're not likely to get eaten instantly. I was watching Greg Sage's video on them earlier. Was it Greg Sage's video? No, it was someone who got some from Greg Sage, and they put in a clip of one giving birth, and I was like, ooh, that's got to hurt. And I thought it looked bad enough seeing a guppy give birth, but Sacromontis, the giant cribs. Yes, we know you do. But yeah, that's I just wouldn't be able to sell giant cribs. I know it sounds kind of cold, heartless, but if I'm going to try and make a go of, if not my main income source, then an income source is, or a stable income source of breeding fish, and it's got to be something I know I can sell. So Bristlenoses, yes. Shell dwellers, yes. Cherry shrimp, yes. Cories, yes. Live bearers, kind of pointless for platies and guppies and swordtails, really. At the most, you'll get 10 pence. And you're never going to make money. And they did have some really gorgeous Demisoni. I can't remember what the first word was. Blue and black striped African cichlids. I mean, they were about that long, the ones I had in the shop. I'm guessing they probably get considerably larger than that, but they were gorgeous. Got nowhere suitable for them, though. African cichlids aren't going to enjoy a planted tank, or the planted tank's not going to enjoy them, one or the other. Cribs being the odd ones out. Yeah. As well, they're not a lake cichlid, are they? Don't want to buy them all the time. Well, that's the kind of fish you want, Bob. You want to be having the ones that breed that people want. That's one of those things why I was thinking about the trout goodies is they're a rarer live bearer. I'm a poet and I don't know it. Yeah, I'll say that just a bit bigger. They're not huge. Yeah. So trout goodies I thought would be a good idea if I could get hold of any. There's rarer than rocking horse teeth around here. Rocking horse poop, hen's teeth. Stop mixing your words. Yeah, so anything sensible or suitable that people could think I could breed in there that would make good money. Yeah, they weren't in a. I forget what they were. They might have been Pseudotrophies Demisoni, but I mean they were gorgeous. But you know, looking at the colour, they were all the same colour, so I'm assuming they were all male. They were about an inch long and fully coloured up, so. You know how it is in a busy store that's got hundreds of tanks. I mean, that's what I thought it was. I just went through the list of what was written on the tank, and I was like, well, it's not that, it's not that, it's not that. That must be that. But, you know, they're never exactly. Chindonga, yeah, it could have been. Just looked like a little cichlid that was deep blue with black stripes. Yeah, I'm no expert in these things. I can tell you it's a cichlid by looking at it. Because the area I live in, the water is very hard, so the stores tend not to carry too many South American cichlids. They're mostly Africans. You know. I've got a ghost cat over there. I just saw him. Yeah, it's oh dear. Also, I'm just kind of throwing ideas about trying to figure out what I could breed either in here or in the other Fluval Flex that would be worth breeding, as it were. Now, and that Flex is fairly low pH, and all that's in there is a pair of Bristlenoses, 1 Pandicori, and half a dozen glow light Danios. So there's plenty of bioload available in there for a pair of, say, a Pistos or something. Yes, I know. AquaAdvisor will tell me that's far too much. 15 gallons is not big enough for one Bristlenose. Hey, my tanks are running between 10 and 20 on nitrates at the end of the week before water change, so and I haven't. Well, so the only fish I've had die in that tank in the last year and a half was the magical colour changing Danio, which had probably had some kind of illness. Ah, here's J Rock. How you doing? I take it you're doing stuff. Yeah, so if anyone's got ideas of anything interesting I could try breeding, I did think about the Brishardis, the fairy cichlids. Soxy lady, hello Jess, how are you? So yeah, the fairy cichlids, the Lamprologus brichardi, or brichardi, whatever. Who cares? We know what we're talking about. But the only tank I'd have suitable for them is the Shell Dweller Flex, and I'm thinking if I try and breed them in with the Shell Dwellers, yeah, it's not going to be a very peaceful community. Because the Shellies do a good enough job of killing each other as it is. Posting vids, good. I'll check some out. Make a mental note in my head. See, my problem is coming up with ideas for things that I can do as a video. Once I've got an idea for a video, filming it is easy. I just turn the camera on. Yes, because I don't want to just keep doing tank updates or, look at this, I've got a new fish videos. Try and do something a little more interesting, a little more not really educational, because I've not been in the hobby long enough to be able to start doing that. Yeah, that is one of the things I did think of, Dan, was clown plecos. Because they're small, so easily to don't have to worry about where you're going to put the bloody things. But then it's figuring out how to sex them. And then the ones that are going to be in the shop are going to be fairly young, so figuring out which ones are males and females could be really tricky. And they're usually about £30 each around here, so don't want to go like buying two and find out they're both males, then have to go buy another one and find out that's a male, and yeah, you know how it goes. I don't want to end up with a colony just trying to get something to breed. But yeah, that's definitely one on my list, is something like that. I think I've kind of got, well, I say I've got pleco breeding sorted. I haven't, because they're not. Although I do have a theory on that, which is that the caves are too big. Not so much for Spotty in here, because it's the cave he's always bred in. Although maybe if I just sunk it into the substrate a bit more, he might be more likely to go into it. But I'm wondering whether the caves being too large a diameter, as it were, they don't see it as a suitable breeding cave, whether they'd prefer something tighter fit, a bit snugger. Well, I did look at the plant watering spikes on Amazon, the terracotta ones, but the prices are ludicrous. It's actually cheaper to buy a pleco cave than to buy plant watering spikes. Unless, of course, you want one that's like shaped like a frog or a bird or a hedgehog, then they're cheap as chips. But if you just want a standard hexagonal or square one, yeah, they're silly money or silly length delay on the actual getting them. So I might have to take a wander around a couple of garden centres to see if I can find any. Because that is the other thing. You see something on Amazon, you see a picture of it. It has the measurements on there, but it doesn't quite twig in your head unless you actually see it in front of you to go, yeah, that's the right size. Because I bought what I thought was a small enough cave. Yeah, it's obviously not small enough because both the females are absolutely full of eggs. I'm surprised that Ginger hasn't popped yet. And Spotty in here, she's kind of getting barrel shaped now. So what I might do before I go to bed tonight, get Spotty's cave and just squash it down into the substrate a bit and see if that makes the cave smaller and he goes in there and does his thing. Hobby is expensive. Pets at home put their prices up by a couple of quid. Yeah, again, that's just Brexit and pandemic. That's why the prices are going up. Most of the fish are imported to the UK from Europe. So yeah, suddenly extra taxes and stuff getting involved. So yeah, the prices are all going up, which is why I think us as home breeders are in a really good place right now. Because if we can provide healthy, strong stock that's generally, let's be honest, when we sell our fish to the store, they're bigger than when they get them in from their distributors. The fish are used to the local water. Yeah. Ciao, Marco. Have a good Sunday. Enjoy your dinner. Yeah. It's just, and I understand why the government put the rules in, or why the laws got made about pet shop licenses, but to stop puppy farming and stuff. But it's also inadvertently meant that it depends on local bylaws. We can't necessarily sell the fish we breed without a license. So luckily, the way local bylaws are here, I can sell for cash to local shops in the same district council. If I go to a different district council area, I need a pet shop license. So yeah, it's a bit of a pig, but thankfully the place I'm selling to is one of the larger fish shops in Norfolk or East Anglia even. Yeah, it's madness. But I mean, I understand why the laws were brought in. It was to stop the puppy farms, the kitten farms. So basically, if you're selling live animals, I think fish is the smallest thing they cover. You need a license, basically, which means they come around and inspect your premises to ensure that it's safe for the creature you're breeding. Now, in the case of fish, they want to see when things were born, when they died, keep a track of your, is it weekly or thrice? I think it's 3 times a week water tests. Check the general condition of the tanks and the fish, that you're using all the right stuff. And I haven't got a problem with that, but it's just a pig to go through all the grief of getting it. Chrissy boy, no, you're not even halfway yet, buddy. Editing. What is, I keep hearing people talk of this editing. I don't bother doing it. which is why my videos don't get thousands of views. Well, some of them have, but you know. The most high-tech my editing skills get is fade to black, hand over the camera, point it back to what mine do. There you go. Yeah, I mean, my YouTube channel, quite why it's got the subscribers and the views and got monetized, I have no bloody idea. Nothing I do is technically what I should do. Yeah, exactly. I think part of it is that we're all amateurs, right? So if we start producing really professionally made and professional looking and cut and edited and all this stuff content, it kind of doesn't seem quite right. But I don't want to take anything away from people who do sit there for hours like Chris doing their editing and trying to make things look as good as they can. But say for example you watch Aquarium Carp video, it's done by a business. You know, they've got a professional cinematographer and editor in Jimmy. All this, they've got all the professional stuff. It's a professional business, so you expect professional looking videos. But for random British dude with bad hair sat in their house, you're not expecting high quality. So when people go, no, it has to be 4K. No, my eyeballs ain't 4K. My eyeballs are barely 1080p. Half the time they're 480p. And if I go like that, everything's just one big giant blur. I know it's blurry enough with them on. I mean, I've got a couple, and it's not necessarily the videos you'd think that would get the most views. I'm pretty sure you'll agree with me on that, Chris, is that you can produce a video. I mean, even in my case, I say produce, I don't really do any producing. You want to grow up to be like John and Lisa. Yeah, I'll say I do my best with my limited skill set. You know, I'm good at waffling, just talking and randomly pointing a camera at stuff. I'm no. When it comes to fixing things, I use a hammer. I don't go into the code. I mean, even just something like your poop time thing, Chris. I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't even know where to start. Christ, I don't even. Yeah, it's about the limit of my tech savvy to do this. Right, click go live, type in. Yeah, that's about my limit. Without it starting to take me hours to do something that should take 5 minutes. Where was I going before I lost my plot? Yeah, as I say, it's you make a video that you think is really good. I know you had one recently, Chris, like that, where you was it the how to keep an aquarium cool? Great video, super useful information, and you'd think it'd get a load of views, especially during a heat wave. But for some reason it doesn't. But then another video you'll put up is a random, and it'll get hundreds or thousands of views. And you're like, why? It's no different, really, content-wise, to that video. Why has that one got 15 views and that one's got 5,000? admittedly, I think with some of my like scale modelling videos of the reviews of kits, mine might be the only one that's out there, which would explain it. Yeah, I mean, on the upside of that, Chris, I will say is that is the kind of video, I don't think I said in your stream, that will continue getting views. Not like a fish room update where you'll get a spike of views and then it will drop off, and then you might get the occasional view moving forwards. Mostly you looking back at how things used to be in the fish room, thinking, how the hell did I use, what did I used to keep in that tank? I got that on video. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, so that's the kind of video that next heat wave, because it's going to happen. Some, not, it doesn't have to be North America, it could be anywhere in the English speaking world or in the world, really. If people want to know how to cool down their fish tank, they'll type how to cool down my fish tank into the computer, and Gargle will come up with MTA, how things to do keep your fish tank cool in a heat wave, and people will go click. So yeah, it might not get the big spike at the start, but it'll just keep trundling along and keep getting views. I think my most viewed videos are like that. They're the kind of things like a review of a model kit. Now, someone 5 years down the line is thinking, oh, I'll fancy not going to be a Tiger tank, is it? Not with me. I fancy a T90. Let's look at some reviews of T90 kits. Yeah, my channel is going to feature fairly highly on that list. Muppets. Oh, yeah, and there is a joke. There's, I'm not even sure if I want to go into that joke about Muppets, but probably best not to. There was a modelling friend I used to know who was known as the Muppet Shaver. But yeah. That was what he did. He used to go around and shave Muppets. Well, it was a joke, but yeah, it kind of took off. Yeah, on the spur of the moment of his blow up, and you sit there and you think for hours and carefully plan things out and like do research and even like write down bullet points. I'm never going to write a script, let's be honest. If I'm going to write a script, I just publish it as a Word document. Or just photocopy it and send it to people. But now you can sit there for however long it takes and produce some brilliant content and no one watches it. You can just sit down, turn on the camera and rant for 15 minutes and it blows up. It's just, I mean, I've thought about now, is it like the title? Is it the tags? Is it something in just the description? Spent over an hour writing the script. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Chris. Let's put it this way. A lot of my videos take an hour to think up, film, and upload. The upload is normally the longest part. Yeah. I think recently the one that took the most work was one where I tested the river water, the pond water, and the water out of my water butt, just to see what the various test results would be. and that was only because I had to walk down to the river and back. This is, you know, it's a what, 10-15 minute walk each way, so you know. Oh, and Mike at Fish Tank Barn has just put up a video about guppy tank mates, and I know what the absolute best tank mate is for guppies. Perfect Senegal bicher. Get rid of your guppy problem. Too sweet. Mostly voiceover now. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, if I could figure out how to do voiceovers, and if I could figure out how to do editing, as in filming things, and you know, just big tank fish, big tank filters, what, you know, just naming them all, and then just stitching the various parts together and doing the voiceover. Yeah, I'd probably, if I knew how to do that, I'd probably do it that way. But as I've said regularly, mine is the YouTube channel that shows you how not to do YouTube channels. Yeah, my memory's bad as well, so even when I know what I'm going to talk about, it'll be back and forth all over the place. It won't have a structured narrative. It'll just be how it comes in my head and comes out of my mouth. Very little thought about any of these things. Is my computer running hot? Oh yeah, that's roasting. I just keep putting my lighter on the computer, and when I pick it up, the lighter's hot. Oh, well, if the computer switches off and overheats, it switches off and overheats. But yeah, it's one of those weird things that if I could figure out the magical combination of things to put down to get all the views, then I would. But you know, oh dear, yeah, Lisa's Wi-Fi is not liking the heat. So have a good evening, my dear. Give the doggo lots of cool water and something cool to lay on. Yeah, so I probably, for all of us that do actually make video, probably help if I could speak, really, wouldn't it? Or if I actually enunciated what I was saying clearly, rather than my normal just random blah, 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 everything blurs into one kind of. And I've even tried doing the up and energetic and positive, and yeah, it's just not me. And it's obvious I'm faking it, so that doesn't work either. Well, this way out 2.5 hours, I haven't even got any editing, just collecting images. Exactly. You take things a lot more seriously than I do, Chris. You probably use a far more expensive camera than I do as well. With getting earthquakes. Oh, well, hopefully nothing too bad, Mike. Something everyone can do without. Use your phone. Well, it probably is a better camera then. You know, I can grab mine. It's not like I can do a video showing what I use to make a video. Because if I did that, I'd have to use my phone. Can hear you. So my high-tech camera mount, which most of the time the camera's not even on, it is a Canon Legria HFR 706. It's just your standard. Might be an idea to close the lens cover. Yeah, so just the basic camcorder, that's all I use. Then it's a case of pull a memory card out, stick it in the slot at the front of the computer, move the thing over. Yeah, my gimbal is a lot more complex, but just not quite as good, because that's my gimbal. And the thing I do is I'll be talking about something, but I won't actually be looking at the screen on the camera. I'll be looking at what I'm looking at. And then I'll realise that I'm holding the camera at an angle or not actually pointing at what I'm supposed to be talking about. Yeah, I'm as low tech as it comes. My first couple of videos were shot using my old, which I've still got, Samsung Tab 3. Then I thought I'd move on from there and move up in the world, and I used my digital camera, which is God knows, can't remember what it is. I haven't used it for years. But the problem with that is all you could hear. I mean, you could hear me talking, you could see what I was talking about fine. But it's just constant as it keeps trying to bloody focus. As soon as anything moved, it tried to autofocus. So I think I did a couple like that, and then I just gave up and bought the camcorder. And that would have been about 5 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. So me being me, forgetful, I got it. I go places where I can take some video or take a video of. Do I ever remember the camera? Nope. Would I be able to figure out how to get video off of my phone onto my computer? Probably not. I mean, I can strip and rejet a carburetor, but just don't ask me how to do a computer. I can build you a brick wall. I can wire an entire pig shed. Because I have done. I did that when I was 17. That's why you do voiceovers you can't hear when it's focusing. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I was like, when I went down to the river to collect the water. There we go. The accent kicking in again. Kicking. Yeah, I could have taken the camera with me and just taken some video of the river. I'll say river, you know, slightly larger than a ditch. You know, it just doesn't twig in my brain to do it. I mean, I went for a wander around the old cemetery the other day, last week, I think it was. And then as I was walking home, it occurred to me that it would have been a good idea to take a camera with me and make a video. No, I mean, I actually have to remember to take my phone with me when I go out. You know, most people pick up their phone instantly. For me, it's like, right, oh yeah, take my phone. The times we've been in a fish shop looking at pretty fishies, And it's like, oh, they look nice. Right, let's look at Google. Mary, you got your phone with you? Can you just type that into Google for me? We'll just unlock it and I'll type it. But, you know, it's, yeah, that's what I'm like with technology and memory and, yeah. I can calculate the voltage drop across the circuit in my head. Can't remember what I ate yesterday for lunch. Don't do drugs, kids. They mess with your memory. Or was it the drink? I can't remember. One of them. It was either drink or drugs messes your memory up. Possibly both, which would explain a lot. Plus, there's only so much space in there, and it figures out whether stuff's worth remembering or not. You know, why do you need to remember what you ate yesterday? You used to be able to convert fractions and decimals. Well, never mind, Chris. One of these days you'll go over to metric over there and it'll all get a lot easier. Yeah, feel free, Chris. Post away if any of you got links you want to post to our mods, whichever, admin mods. Yeah, mods, that's it. Moderatori. Moderati, that would be it. Yeah. Stick the login. The I can't even remember what it's called. The outdoor channel, something like that. Outdoor. I can't remember. It's one of those where you got it, so you just click on the video. You don't necessarily remember what it's called. There we go. Addicted to outdoors. Exactly. Use a cool mist. Oh dear. At least I haven't confused anyone with my name today. I did that earlier this week. Someone was talking to Sharpe on a let's keep the addiction thing. Yeah, well, you know, they're healthy things to be addicted to. Fish tanks and the outdoors, good addictions to have. Oh, there's Spotty boy. Oh, fat boy. You're gonna get that. You're gonna get Bertie in a cave, in your cave. Yeah, we're running low on plecos. Now we've only got about 100 left. We need another couple of hundred. Oh no! Chris is still working on a Sunday. That's just not on. Well, hugs back to you. Big furry Wookiee hugs. Yeah, mine's, yeah. Oh, I don't know how old you are, Mike. I know Chris and I are fairly similar in age, so if you're around about the same age as us, that would explain it. Yeah, it's just once your age starts beginning with a 4, the mind just goes to pot. Well, the memory does. My mind's always been broken, so. And this is it. See, I came up with a theory for the hair loss. Right, it's nothing to do with genetics. It's the more stuff goes in there, in the brain, it has to pushes out. and the more information you take in, the more hair it pushes out. Seem a sensible theory? Hit 45 now, forgetting stuff to learn new stuff. Yep. Yeah, 45 too. I'm not sure whether I'd rather be the silver fox or the rapidly going completely bald. Oh, I could just be Captain Comb Over. I mean, having had it tied back in a ponytail for so many years, it doesn't actually grow backwards. So if I just grew the back, grew what's left on top long enough, it might cover the bald patch. So I've got the worst of both worlds, you see. This is going silver, and this is falling out. Make up your mind. Oh, Ricky's the baby, and he's 37. I think I remember being 37. What was I doing 8 years ago? 8 years ago, I was driving a forklift for a living and going fishing at the weekends. Couldn't think of one of your cat's names. Oh dear, that's not good. That really isn't good, not being able to remember the name of the cat. Then it's like parents with multiple children. You know, get called the wrong name or just completely forget what your name is. Yeah. I mean, I was an only child, but you know, long story there. Yeah, so thankfully the only cat names I have to remember are Zach. Well, there's actually quite a few. There's Ginger and Sparky, Black Cat, Fat Cat. Then that's not their names, so they actually answer to them. Rory and Maisie. Although Rory also answers to Chonker's cat now, or Chonky Boy. You know, the kind of cat where you go to pick them up and you're like, gee, that's actually quite heavy. Right, 25. Dang, son. 25, my hair was God knows what colour. I see, we got around that problem, Ricky. We had a dog called Dog. Well, his name was on his water bowl. Well, you get the dog water bowl that says Dog on it. Yeah, so dog was called Dog. Yeah. Have fun, Chris. Enjoy your filming, editing, all that stuff. Good to have you here. Have fun, and remember, it's poop time. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with especially cat names. 20 plus dogs. Dog 1, dog 2, dog 3, dog 4, dog 5. Big dog, little dog, yappy dog, snoozy dog, pointless dog. I mean, I do it myself. I get the fish names wrong. You know, well, that's my fault for naming the fish. But yes, we shall look forward to the video, Chris, and we shall all be there to give it a thumbs down. white dog, yellow dog, black. Yeah, exactly. Make things easy for yourself. Smelly dog, farty dog. I mean, I think a lot of the time animals aren't answering to their name, they're answering to the way you speak. Because let's be honest, we don't speak in our normal voices to animals. So they pick up that the way you're speaking is that you're speaking to them. Because I never was like, oh, hello, Zach, how are you? Come here, buddy. So, hello, buddy, come. Oh, yeah. So you speak differently to the animal. So perhaps it's just, they just recognise the tone in the voice. As when you have two yellow dogs. Yellow dog 1 and yellow dog 2, Dan, that's easy. And if they look the same, well, it don't really matter, does it? Is it racist if you can't tell the difference between two yellow dogs? Back to that old, well, they all look the same to me. It might just be the way that the human eye sees an animal is, but there seems to be a lot less difference in a species of animal than there would be in the species of human. Now, how different we all are. Whereas if you get a species of, say, fish, they all pretty much look the same. That might just be what our eyes and minds are trained for, is to see the difference in humans. It's probably why I find it so hard to tell genders of fish unless they're really obviously different. No, people who are used to it can look in a shell dweller tank and go, that's a male, that's a female, that's a female, that's a male, that's a, yeah. Whereas I look at it and go, I don't know. Well, I know that one with that shell is that shell normally has fry coming out of it, so that must be the female. And then I still can't tell which one it is 5 minutes later, so I say that's why I like things like Bristlenoses, Crebensis, Epistogrammas. You can tell the difference easily. Oh no, Priscilla found a grey hair. Must have been one of Anthony's. Can't be one of yours. You're definitely not old enough to go grey, Priscilla. I wouldn't mind if it was the grey hairs that fell out, blocked the plug hole. But every time I see, your plug holes blocked in the bath, you look down, it's always the dark stuff. It's never the white. Oh, God damn it. It's always the stuff you want to keep, not the stuff you want to get rid of. Itch. That's the heat. Well, I think it's actually cooling down a bit now. Yeah, red parrot. Yes, parrot thought his name was damn it. Yeah. Every time you get home, oh, damn it. Hey, it sticks. It works. Is a good name. I mean, I still say what we should do is like sneak in overnight at an aquascaping competition, right? And they've got all these beautifully scaped tanks set up. Just sneak in overnight with a bucket full of shell dwellers. Oh, is that just the evil of me? Shell dwellers and nerite snails. Just dump a couple of dozen into each tank. They come back the next day, all the substrate's been moved around, there's white dot eggs over everything. Half the plants have been dug up. Let's be honest, it'd probably be more damaging than putting bleach in the tanks. Not that I'm knocking aquascapes. They're beautiful to look at, and if someone's really good at it, absolutely stunning. But just not for me. I can't do aquascaping. I'm not that talented or artistic. I just go, yeah, it looks okay. If it don't, we just move it in future or leave the plants to grow and cover it all up. So it's well, you can see that bit of wood, but it's basically an entire tree trunk down here behind the mop and all the cryptocorn. Tank 4 parrots, an absolute disaster. That's just like with Chris with Big Red. You know, Big Red just scapes that tank how he wants it. It's the same with Shelley's. You know, they decide they want it to look a certain way, that's the way it's going to look. You ain't got a choice in the matter. Well, that's something in the future I might like to get would be a blood parrot or dirtfish, as I call them. They're so cute. They look so happy. They're so derpy. I like derpy fish. That's why I like bichers, bishirs, whatever so much. They're just super derpy. I mean, it helps that they're half blind, so you know they tend to swim into things fairly regularly or get themselves sort of semi-stuck places and have to reverse out. I swear, if Spaz had a reversing beeper, I'd have been hearing that most of the day. Yeah, I'll say. Yeah, aquascaping, it's just not for me. I'm more of an ecosystem tank kind of person. Where a bit of algae, a few snails, a bit of muck and mire in there. As long as the fish are happy and healthy, that's all good with me. And generally, I mean, that is the only understocked tank. Well, I've got 2 understocked, technically 3 understocked tanks at the moment, but that's the only real one. Most of my tanks, a lot of people would look at and have some kind of fit. You can't keep that in there. Ah, Scotty Scott. Like little puppies. Yeah, they are. Oh, hello, Paige. Mwah. Blowing a kiss. Hang on. Can I hear the giggle? Yeah, I heard a giggle. How's it going, Scotty boy? Yep. Yeah, you're getting a bit more accurate now, Scott. One of these days you'll be able to hit a target. Perfect timing when I said. Oh, bless. Oh, Paige always giggles. Actually, that's something I was thinking the other day. Are you guys going to start doing your live streams again, or have you knocked that on the head? I used to enjoy those. As I say, there aren't many streams that are on at, should we say, a suitable hour for us in the UK. Obviously, got Jess with Mains, Tails, Fins, and Fur 3 till 5 in the afternoon, which is okay for me, but anyone that works, no. But a lot of the US based streams might kick off at like 11 p.m. for the early ones, and like James and Ed's is like 3 and 4 in the morning, which even when my insomnia's playing up, not a good time. So I mean, UK based, I mean, there's myself and Graham at Aquarium Adventures, and then Reese at Fishman Aquatics does some. I think that's about it. Do you know of any others, Dan? Any other UK fish tubers that do live streams? So here's where he goes, yeah, I do every Thursday night at 9. I'm like, oh, God damn it. I'm figuring with your house, well, Dan, it probably wouldn't work really very well trying to do a live stream. Screaming kids in the background. Yeah, so I don't know why it's not more of a thing. So there's quite a few UK fish tubers. Ooh, look at you with a younger man. Ah, do you have a younger man, or does he have an older woman? Works well either way. I mean, I'll wind up married that for 6 months of the year I've got an older woman. Yeah, we're like 6 months apart, so yeah. So I reckon, Dan, we ought to go around the UK fish tubers and see if we can get other people to start doing streams, because streams with actual fishy content might be good. Graham is pretty fish related until I turn up, then it. Oh, you're a toy boy. Mrs. DK is 4 years older. Oh yeah, but she looks so much younger, Dan. Oh, Amber. Oh, big loves, big hugs. Trying to finish ripping tanks down. Got a notification what to pop in and send love. Oh, sending big loves back from me and the floofy boy. Peanut send headbutts. Oh, hello, Peanut. Meow. Oh, bless you. Well, I hope it all goes well for you. You know, if you want to talk about anything, Amber, you know where to find me. Glad you look younger. Oh, nice dodge, Anthony. Nice dodge. That one deserves a round of applause. You dug yourself out of a big potential hole there. But yeah, Priscilla does look younger than you. Made it on Mrs. It's a good side. Maybe one of these days I'm going to have to do a video about, you know, relationships. God knows how I could manage it. Because I mean, prior to Mary, the longest relationship I'd had was about a month. But then I've spent many, many years watching other people's relationships, and when they go wrong, so I go, all right, okay, so he said that, and she went absolutely ape. Okay, right, so don't say that. Oh, he said that, and she was happy and smiley and giggly. And, you know, I took all these things in and figured these things out. See you later, Ricky. Oh, bless poor Peanut. Yeah, once you get sorted out, then yeah, find Peanut a new furry friend. I'm sure Peanut would like a new furry friend to look after. Howdy, Fish Tropic. Our relationship won't go wrong. He's too scared to mess up. That's what that is, Priscilla. You're working on the fear principle. Yes. Make the man scared for his life and he won't mess things up. To me, it's simple things like remembering when your anniversary is, remembering when their birthday is. You don't make friends with tortoise. That's not going. Oh, bless. Please try and make friends. Or yeah, send in lots of extra fusses and treats for Peanut. And a catnip sock. Just get an old sock, Amber, fill it with catnip, tie the end up, and job done. Best cat toy ever. Yeah, cat trying to make friends with the tortoise. Mind you, I had a cat that was friends with a better, so you know, weirder things have happened. And you know, cats aren't known for eating tortoises. They are known for eating fish. But again, that's how crap I am with cameras and things like that, and thinking of these things. You know, a video of a cat going up to a fish tank and doing nose bumps with a better, and then putting his paw up and having the better move around and chase the paw around as a game. That would have made an awesome video. What are we breeding back there? We've got Bristlenoses, Crebensis, and Similis shell dwellers at the moment, and cherry shrimp, but they're over that side. Bearded dragon wants to eat the dual cichlid. Given my experience with dual cichlids, I'd feed it to the bearded dragon. On the mop, well, we're kind of hoping for Praecox rainbows, but they keep dying for some bizarre reason. I bought 10. Of the first 5, I've got 2 left. Of the second 5, only 1 made it out of quarantine. So, you know, with a bit of luck, we might find some eggs in there one day. Yay! Yay! He's got a pair of cribs. You probably don't want to hear what happened to me then this morning. I found a pair of cribs in a pleco tub. Now they just appeared in there. Not sure about rainbows, but wouldn't leave them up in there forever. No, I'd take it out, to swap it over. My eyesight being what it is, I generally swap it between like that tank and then put another one in there or whatever. Yeah. Now you might have a point. It might be if it's there all the time, they won't use it. If you only put it in there occasionally, yeah, it might work actually. We'll give it a go. We'll pull it out tomorrow, and then give it a few days and pop it back in and see what happens. Hard doing what you do, managing thoughts, managing what's going on, checking. Yeah, unfortunately, it's something I'm kind of used to. Because some might not know, I used to do another stream on another channel, not my own channel. We used to have like a couple of hundred people in the chat. My job was to read the chat and keep up with what's going on and keep up with what the other guys in the stream were saying. So there's barbs who leave them more and it's constant badgering of females. Good point. Well, we've got one male and two females, so fingers crossed. But yeah, I'll pull the mop out and see what happens. Yeah, it might have been either the males wearing the females out trying to get matey, and then wearing themselves out with all the chasey. Good point. I'll think about that one. Same as I'm also trundling through in my head about size of pleco caves and whether the cave being too big means that they won't use it to breed in. No. Scott's either off to go to the loo, get a new coffee, or have a ciggy. I'd grab some rainbows, experiment. Yeah, I mean, I got them because I didn't have much luck with the Bylaws when I had them. That was more the fact that they came in with columnaris and I didn't know at the time. So I put 4 Bylaws rainbows in there that had columnaris, and it wiped out most of the tank. That's a couple of years ago now, though. But yeah, I just got them because they're pretty more than anything. The Praecox with them being the neon blue, and when they catch light, not that you can really see it because they're so washed out because it's so dim in here that the lights on the tanks are just super bright. Yeah, I'll figure something out. I'll figure something I can breed in there. Because the electric blue cards don't seem to want to. I've had 1 or 2 lays of eggs. Oh, something really good night story to one of the smaller human fry. Have a good one, Dan. No ghost stories. Or if you do, a ghost story where the ghost isn't scary. Because you don't want them to be scared of ghosts, just in case. But yeah, you know, the usual fist bump to the fry. I only see worms when I look at new fish. Oh dear, yes. Possibly. Oh, kicking the camera. Well, the bar stool that the laptop is sat on. Lurking, getting kiddo ready for the pool. Fist bumps to the X-Man too. Yeah, so I mean, the way I'm going, I'm trying to support myself as well as I can through YouTube and breeding fish, rather than I could always stick in a couple of good tapper leaves. Good idea, because I have noticed them moving leaves around. Usually the Java ferns, but I think the Java ferns are all dead now, so they've probably run out of that. Yeah, I'll do that. I've got a few few different sizes or different types of Indian almond leaves. I shall drop a couple in and see what happens. I think do I have meds? Yeah, so that is the thing with the UK, is a lot of the meds you use in the US are illegal over here. So now we can get hold of dog dewormer. We can get the fenbendazole and flubendazole, but all the stuff like General Cure and Icex and erythromycin and Prazipro, all this stuff you just can't get. Certainly any antibiotics you just cannot buy. But it's amazing what you can fix with Melafix and Pimafix when you have to, and a bit of salt. Even columnaris. Go to a farm and get their stuff. Yeah, even farms. They have to get the vet in to do it. The vet can have it, but the farmer can't. And I've got a tub of industrial strength insecticide, Earbuds, which I think is technically illegal for me to own. This is the kind of thing where I think the dosing is something like 0.5 of a gram per litre of water. It's called meth blue, 99%. The bottle should last forever. Yeah, that will. Yeah, I'll say the Isha stuff is good. What was the one I got? Oh, God. You can tell how often I use my meds. The simple fact, I just went to put my hand in there. Ugh. There's this honking great cobweb. Ah, there we go. Isha NDX. I do have some. What's in it? Levamisole, parohydrobenzoids. Yeah, so it's basically levamisole. Read leaflet. Oh, crap. Read leaflet for dosing. Where is the leaflet? Oh, never mind. What else we got? Let's have a look in the Sharpe medicine cabinet, shall we? So we have Pimafix and Melafix. We have Stress Line. We have Fin Rot and Fungus Control. Does that say what's in it? Probably not. Phenoxyethanol. So basically alcohol then. Do not use after use before date. 02-2020. We'll bin that one then. Still out of Dan. What else we got? Flourish, neutral regulator, easy carbon. Oh, we've got another bottle of Stress Line. We've got Quick Start. Oh, what's that one? Prevent algae from API. Oh. Looking up bass fishing. Ah, yeah, potassium permanganate. That'll do it. And the thing is, you can just buy potassium permanganate, not off the shelf like you used to be able to. You used to be able to go into a chemist or pharmacy in the UK and buy all the random chemicals like potassium permanganate or iodine or hydrochloric acid, sulfur, saltpeter. Generally all the stuff to make explosives, all really bad smelling stuff. And you can't anymore. So, yeah. Potassium permanganate is great for dyeing things bright purple. Yeah, I'll say you got different set of rules and laws in the US. Um, I mean, I've watched some US-based fishermen and fishing videos, and a lot of what I see would, if a bailiff saw you or the owner of the lake, would at least have you thrown off and banned for life. You know, you won't even be allowed onto a lake or a river in the UK if you don't have at least a landing net. Most lakes you will need to have a carp unhooking mat. There's got to be a landing net that's approved. So the net it's not a knotted net. No barbs on the hooks. No, garbage bag's not good enough. It's got to be a proper soft mat. It's basically a pillow for the fish. Speaking of pillows, hello Marrett, how are you, my lovely? Other than overheating, boiling your bits off. It's the same over here now, so yes. Hello, honey bunny. Yeah, it's I think actually you'd probably find it interesting to watch some UK-based fishing videos. Sorry you came late. No, I'm not even going to touch that one. Hello, big spider. Yeah. Hey, I'm sweating already, so yeah. One of those annoying weathers where just sitting down you're too hot. It's just not good. Yeah, I'll say, I mean, I don't know if it is purely UK or whether it's a kind of European thing with the rules on fishing. We use far lighter lines and far smaller hooks as well in general. My general go-to fishing line is a £5 main line with a £4 hook link. And my heavy carp fishing gear is £8 main line with £6 hook link. Best looking ram cichlid in my opinion. Ooh. See, I'm going to go Bolivian because it's like the original, as it were. See, the German blues or the German rams, yeah, they're cool. They're little disco punks. Then you start getting into the electric blues and the golds and the platinums and the blacks or the dark night, whatever they call them. Yeah, I think the Bolivian is probably the coolest looking of them. Funny enough, it's also the hardiest as well, and one that you very rarely see for sale in the UK. Any shop will sell you the German blue ram, and they won't tell you about its requirements. So most of them in the UK have a lifespan of about 2 weeks. Oh, pardon me. It's poop time. Our regular. I'm not a fan of balloon fish. Yeah, it's again each of their own though. I mean, you know, there are people that find stick thin, skinny models attractive. I prefer my women curvy and full figured. I'm all right, thank you, Marrett. Just, you know, just the usual guff. Too hot, miserable, out of work. You know, the usual. Having to deal with other people. I've not got COVID. I haven't. I've been a good boy. I've been careful to the point that I think I've only left the house 3 times this week. 2 of them were to go shopping, and 1 was to sell fish, which will pay for next week's shopping. It's like I was saying earlier with aquascaping, and it's not my kind of thing. We've all got different tastes. We all like different fish, different types of tanks, different ladies, or different men, whatever way you want to go. And if everyone liked the same thing, life would be really boring. And life in general can be boring enough as it is, so why give it the option to be even more boring? Let's make it more exciting, more different, more individual. We aren't the same. We are all different. Are any better than any other? No. Are some worse? Yes. There we go. Someone breeding in the big tank? Not at the moment, Marrett. No, nothing in the mop. Well, there's probably some food stuck in there, but the clown loaches will soon clean that out. And that might be the other thing, is that the rainbows might have been spawning in the mop, but the clown loaches may well have been coming along and eating all the eggs afterwards. Which could explain the excited clicking sounds I sometimes hear early in the morning. Yeah. Hey, you know me, I'm not going to worry about a couple of micro pellets or a couple of bits of flake stuck in the tank. Someone will eat it at some point. Yeah, free food. Although, I'd rather raise and sell the rainbows, but hey ho. We'll have to stick to what we got at the moment for now until I figure out what the next project will be, because the Corys are getting on great. They're doing fantastic, but no Cory eggs yet. Then they might not be old enough yet or big enough. They might all be males. My luck. I've got a tank full of male Corys. But they're getting plenty of food. Now I just got to figure out the cave situation for the plecos to get them going again, and hopefully things will go upwards. Yeah, it's because I'll be turning the heater off in that tank, and probably at least that one as well, and the filter, because that thing's empty at the bottom. So I'll move some of the plecos down, and then at least I'll either have spare tanks for quarantining new fishies, or I will have spare tanks to put babies in. which is the hope. So yes, just need to get the rest of them little shell dwellers to grow, and we can clear that one out as well probably. Anyway, I've been going for over my 2 hours, because I think there is someone else that does actually go from 8 UK time. So I will have to bid adieu and farewell to everyone, plus I need something to eat and to get some clothes off because I'm too hot. So have a good week, stay safe, peace out, rock on, bye bye. Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do. Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do. Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do.